How's it going, my WeldTube family? Welcome back. Again, welding fly duct. Rosendo Rodriguez here at South Coast Welding Academy in Houston, Texas. Now check this out. For today's video, we have a very special guest. Now, he is a current student and his name is Austin.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Austin Wright. I'm a current student at South Coast Welding Academy. Came all the way out here from Hawaii. Today we're going to be showing you how to do a 3G open root. Right on, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so Austin is going to go ahead and start for us. What he's going to do here, he's going to clean his plate. He's going to make sure that his plate is nice and clean with no mail scale. He's going to clean the back side of his plate, the front, his walls, and also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and put a 332 landing and a 332 gap. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's different ways to do this procedure, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so Austin is going to go ahead and put two tacks. He's going to put one tack at the bottom and one tack at the top on each corner. Now, Austin is tacking it at 75 amps plus or minus. What that means that you can go a little bit hotter or you can go a little bit colder.
Looking good. I'm going to grind down my tacks and get started. All right, everyone, I'm gonna tack this up to the 45 and we'll get started on our 3G open root.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you look closely, you wanna make sure that you're at a good 3G position. What you don't want is your plate looking sideways, going towards you or away from you. All right, so if you're testing on a 3G, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that you're on a perfect 3G. You're going uphill. Ready to go? All right, so what Austin is going to do right now, he's going to bring up his plate to his comfortable position. Now, if you see, his plate is around his chest area, all right? So you don't want your plate to be too high or too low. Now, when you have your plate too high, what happens is that you're going to force it to give a bad angle here at the tip of your rod. You're going to be aiming up too much. When your plate is too low, what happens, Austin? You're going to be favoring the bottom a little bit too much. So you want to make this as comfortable as possible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're about to start here with Austin. He's about to start doing his root, his open root with 60-10. Now, we're gonna go about 75 amps plus or minus, right, Austin? So what Austin is gonna do as he's starting to do his root, he's gonna keep an eye on his root. Keep in mind, check your gap. If your gap is getting too wide or your keyhole is too wide, you're gonna stop and decrease, all right? You're gonna go down on amperage. And if your gap is getting too tight, keyhole is too tight, too small, then you're gonna go up in amperage, all right? On today's video, we're gonna go ahead and use our XMT 350 Field Pro Miller, right? So, Austin is gonna go ahead and start. What he's gonna do, he's gonna lightly feather his first tack, okay? He wants to fuse nicely to that tack. Now be very careful because if you grind this tack down, when you start doing your root, you're gonna blow through too fast. Now, Austin, what technique are you gonna use in your root?
So I'm gonna do the stitch, and as I go up, I'm gonna make sure I punch in and then pull it back down.
Okay, sounds good. So he's gonna use the stitch method, all right? Nice and simple. He's stitching up, punching through. So Austin right here, he's doing the stitch method. He's going up and down, breaking through both walls. As he's coming down, he's touching his puddle. Make sure that you're feathering your restarts nicely. It has to look like a slide, very thin. He's gonna warm up his metal right where he started grinding from. All right, so you're gonna do like a little mini hot pass, warm it up nicely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that you have to feather that tack that's on the top. Feather it nicely, and then warm up your metal. Once you start doing your root, and go to town. Keep stitching back and forth all the way through. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so Austin went ahead and grinded down his root pass. It's nice and clean, nice and even, flat. Be careful when you're grinding. You don't want to grind too much, right? If you ain't careful, you're gonna end up blowing through. So don't thin out your root pass too much. Austin, explain to me, what technique are you gonna do here?
So what I like to do is I like to make sure I start from underneath and then I go side to side up, down, side to side, up, down, side to side. And what I'm looking for is to make sure that puddle is turning gray before I come back down and touch it.
Make sure that when you're whipping it, be very careful. You're watching that puddle cool down. Also, nice and steady. You don't want to overfeed, over push. Nice and steady. Very good. Touching both walls all the way through. Same rhythm, same pace, right? Now it's very important that here, this is where a lot of people start messing up. Right towards the end, you see that your plate is coming to an end, that you're almost done. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna start rushing the very last part. Remember, same rhythm, same speed all the way through. Everything's good. Now Austin's gonna go ahead and clean his hot pass. Clean it nice and clean. Get all that trash out from wall to wall. I want you to pay attention here. So Austin just did a hot pass with 60-10. Now here's the deal. When you go test on the lab, depending on the company procedure, right, they might tell you to do a 70-18 hot pass. All right, so if they tell you to do a 70-18 hot pass, all you have to do is just like a fill. All you're gonna do is go wall to wall, all the way to the top using 70-18. Now Austin is gonna go ahead and do a fill. He's gonna start doing his first fill. Austin, go ahead and explain to me your technique, your angle, and so on.
Cool. What I like to do is like to weed the whole thing out. So I'll start from this side, make sure I get to the other wall. But what you wanna make sure is that you move fast in the middle and pretty much count to 2 seconds on both sides, wall to wall.
All right, you're traveling fast in the middle, you're sweeping across, and you're pausing on your walls. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you're doing your fills, every time you're using, every time you're doing stick, you're always feeding. You're doing a constant feed at all times. Remember, you want to strike an arc. When you do a restart, you strike an arc maybe about a ½ inch to an inch in front. Come down, find your puddle. You don't want to travel too much on those restarts. Sometimes you won't be able to find that restart, that puddle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so Austin, what he's doing right now, he's actually starting his second fill. All right, and what he's doing that side-to-side method. All right, he's making his puddle grow slightly larger than his first fill. Slightly larger than his first fill, looking good, side to side. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, so Austin, now he's gonna do his last fill. Still weaving it across, he's doing the side to side method. Now it's very important, now pay attention over here, look at his puddle. What he's doing here on his last fill, he's watching the very edge of his puddle, hitting the very edge of his bevel on his walls. You see that? What he's doing, he's feeding his puddle. Once that puddle touches your bevel, move away to the other side. What you don't want to do here is go past your bevels and make your bevels wide, too wide. Remember, if you feel uncomfortable, you want to stop, adjust, readjust, and then restart. Pushing all the way through, no rush, no rush. Good. We're gonna start capping it, right? When we cap it, we're gonna cap it at 90 amps, right? We're still using 70-18 332. I recommend that you always make a guideline if they let you use a grinder.
So I made the guideline right next to the bevel just so I could keep a nice straight line.
All right, very good. So Austin is doing his first cap now. He's starting on the left side. He's going from left to right. He's doing nice and small circles. He's following his guideline, all right? He's keeping it nice and straight, nice and steady. Look how he's feeding. He's always feeding non-stop. All right, whenever you're doing your circles or your zigzags, make sure that you don't open up too much. Keep your circles nice and tight. Now, if you notice, he's doing his circles to his left. He's going towards the wall. And the reason why he's doing this is because he's favoring the walls. All right, he knows that his puddle is following his stick rod. He's pausing on the wall and he's pushing.
I'm gonna do my second cap. I'm gonna make another guideline right on the edge of my first cap.
Good.
That way it's nice and straight.
Good, very good. So he's gonna make his line, his guideline right next to his cap. He's gonna do the same exact thing that he did on his first cap. Looking good, Austin. Everything's good. You're following your second line, that guy line. That guy line makes a huge difference whenever you're first learning, right? Yep. So nice and steady. All right, Austin, before we do our next cap, now I want you to tell me how many caps are you gonna do?
Probably gonna do 4 caps.
What you wanna do is you're gonna do as many as it takes, right?
That's right.
Everything is good. Now, he's not too worried about what's happening on the right side. What he's gonna do, he's just following his guideline, the guideline he just made. He's trying to do that cap, and at the end, he's gonna see if he needs another one. But also, as he's capping this one, he's looking at the edge on the right side of his puddle, and he's seeing how much over he's going. Touching that line, that bevel, he's gonna know exactly if he's gonna need another cap. Focus, one at a time, one at a time.
Doing one more cap because it didn't quite meet my bevel to the right-hand side.
All right, so he's starting right now. Now he's watching his line, he's watching it build up. Now I know he said he's gonna go a little bit faster, but he's only going fast enough. He's gonna see his puddle build up, and that's the sign that he needs to travel, right? Once you start seeing that puddle build up, that's how fast you're going. If you see it building up, it's time to move. The more you slow down, if you take too long, then you're gonna start putting a lot of heat. Gravity is gonna start pulling your puddle down. It's gonna start dripping on you. Start building up too much. All right, nice little restart. Did not anticipate. He's doing good. Everything's good. Looks good. Oh, nice.
Overall, came out really, really nice. Really stoked on what I'm learning here at South Coast Welding Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, if you learn, all right, remember, comment, like, subscribe. All right, so welding fly duct approved. It looks great, Austin. Thank you for being here. Looks really good. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, check out weldlife.com for your products. All right, you want that 10% off? Use my discount code, right? Welding fly duct. All right. So, thank you, Austin. That's great, man.